I'll be speaking on Trendz Talk today, and the talk would be on never ever retire. So I've decided to go live on my Facebook page today and share the thought of with you. So a lot of people keep asking me this question, about retirement life. So I think this is a befitting reply for them. That what should they do when they think of retirement, or is there the possibility of a no retirement life at all? So I think we'll be talking almost 30 minutes or so. So in 5 minutes, I think I'll see you all and we'll talk. Which comes out because how do you think when you think of retirement, and whenever you think that think of a week, think of work life balance, or you think of the challenges that you have in your life, how does the simple thought of retirement comes to you and what it brings you? Does it bring you joy? Does it bring you worries? I think there are many things that we need to discuss. I think for this session I've got a couple of questions that I'll be discussing one by one. That I thought is probably people would love to hear. So I thought okay, probably for a couple of minutes I can share my thoughts and interact with all of you. So who's there? I mean, let me see who all are here joining us live. Then probably we can see who are the people who are joining in. So all those viewers who are joining me in this session, I would like to hear you saying a hi, probably. Then we can start the session. I think it's almost 7. We can start the session. So I'm looking for those comments to come in so that I get to know you're here. And we'll talk. And precisely we'll talk about what exactly about retirement, work, about life in pandemic and whatnot.
Yeah, hi.
Hello. Krishna, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. So I'll just give a brief intro of the thing. So both are on now.
Just want to tell you that if at all the person who is there probably can mute the audio so that it's easy for me, because I get distracted by the audio.
Mute, and then subsequently once I do it, we can start it off, right? So let me introduce and then we'll start it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can come live here. I'm not able to see you though.
But I'm live in both the.
Yeah, हो सकता ना?
So I'm live in both the places. Yeah.
I can see you Facebook live. You are on, and here also you are on. So I'm starting it. Okay.
Yeah, please do.
So hello guys, welcome to yet another edition of Trendz Talks. Today we have Amiya Patra, who is going to talk about retirement and never ever retire. That is the subject he has chosen, and we will give the floor to Amiya from here on. Amiya, you can begin.
For the introduction, and it'll be a pleasure talking about something very, very interesting, which nobody wants to talk about. It's like the life of a timer, right? So, thank you so much. I think this is something which I wanted to discuss because of late, very recently, I happened to be there as a keynote speaker in Infosys, and when I happened to be there for the was probably supposed I was at this a lot of achievers uh, who were there for a award ceremony called Glory Awards that they celebrate probably every year, and I was addressing all these achievers of Infosys, and I was talking to most of them. I realized a lot of people kept this idea of had this idea. How 5 days, wait for the Saturday Sunday, so we can have peace of mind in those 2 days and we can enjoy ourselves. How do we change that? Now, so I said, when you're living a life where you are spending 5 days to live for 2 days, that you're not sure, how you want to spend them or what is going to happen in those 2 days. How you call that life even? This is the most interesting thing that I happen to see and I happen to realize. And I said, I have never lived in my life where I have to spend 5 days to wait for 2 days where I don't know what I do in 2 days. And what happens in most of their lives. I asked them a very simple question. So what do you do in those 2 days for which you actually spend your 5 days? And you know what was the answer? We sleep. Working in those 5 days and waiting for those 2 days so desperately when you get that time in your life. So I said, what's the point? What's the point where you have spent 5 days of your weekdays already? What you lost these 5 days for waiting for these 2 days? But that's the life we have been living. If I can ask this question to people, a lot of people would say it's a weekend. And what are you doing? Probably sleeping. It's probably for taking rest, and we call that the peace of mind. But I happen to feel this, that it's never worth spending 5 days that you had time in your life for 2 days which you're uncertain about. So that's the first question that I have told. Thing that comes in when I happen to speak to people in Infosys as well, when people came out, there are a lot of people who said that, I want to do this work, this job today. I feel it's a high paying job. I probably work for five more years or 10 more years, and after that I'll not work at all. Life after retirement for me. And then during that retirement I can do anything. I can do just anything. So I can follow my passion. I can do probably learn music. I can go on vacations. I can do everything. These 5 years I can't think of anything but walk. Also a line of thought. I said, wow, wonderful, great. But what if I tell all of you that there can be a life without retirement? Okay, I happen to go to a beautiful place in this world called Singapore. And do you know, in a place like that, in a I would say one of the uh, advanced countries in terms of economy, there is no age for retirement there. There is absolutely no age for retirement. So then what? You can work till the time you are employable. Interesting take. Now the question comes into India as well. Now question is that okay, we have a certain age where probably we should retire, and we have a if you are into government service, probably you will have a particular age which is 58 years for some, 60 for some. Yes, at that particular age, probably you would retire and look for another innings in your life, right? But I'm going to put this question to all of you. We never had an age of retirement here in our country. We will be living a life where there is no retirement. Till the time I love to do what I'm doing, and nobody can actually stop me. Say, if it is work, how long can you work? Is it possible for somebody to keep working? Is it possible for people to continue working till the time probably they can't work anymore? Right? So that's the beauty of uh, today's topic. Never ever retire. So where I would say that I'm never going to retire. Is there a possibility ever that there is retirement in life? Is there a work from where you would say this that I would never ever retire in my life? I do believe. So today I'm going to talk about incidents, about the lessons that probably I have learned in my life, and tell you how interesting is it without retirement. That sounds interesting. Yes. Are you well now? I think Lakshmi and Raut is asking. Yes, I'm perfectly fine. I know when did I wasn't well. I don't know about that. But yes, I'm perfectly fine. Krishna, yes. Question, yes. I would say all of you who are there joining me for this session, that I'm going to share a very little, very small story that I, whenever I get an opportunity, share it with people who ask me about retirement, who probably know about animation. They might be knowing about a studio called Ghibli. The studio is one of the most creative animation studios in the world, and they have even won the Academy Awards. And this studio is in Japan. So why am I mentioning them? The part about this story is by a person called why there can be a life for retirement. Why there can't be a concept called retirement. This is very interesting for us to know that how important is it to love what you do or do what you love. It's very important. So once you do that, you'll get to know that you do not look for retirement, you do not look for weekends. So this is a story about a passionate soul called Miyazaki. So Miyazaki is an artist who loves painting, who creates, a world of his own, a world of his imagination. So he's so much in love with his paintings that he keeps painting every time he gets time. and it was basically more of a work for him. What is so important or what is so unique about Studio Ghibli is, even in the world of technology today, Studio Ghibli still uses books, manual paintings for animation, or manual sketches for animation. It's a huge amount of work. There are probably thousands of working on each frame to make sure that their film is going to be different from anybody else in this world. And what they create is sheer magic. They create so much of magic because they've been led by a person of infinite passion. A person who, that if he loves something, he can never breathe if he doesn't do it anymore. I take out the canvas from him or a sheet of paper from him while he's sketching, probably he'll be breathless. That's how he loves his work. So when you love what you do, what happens is it becomes oxygen for you. When something becomes oxygen for you, you can't live without it. So I say it becomes difficult for you to be with something or be without something that you love. Now what happened is, this is a very interesting story of Miyazaki. Till 72 years, he was working as the founder, director and producer in Studio Ghibli because he was the founder of the company. Painting, and he used to contribute as a artist as well. Though he owned the company, he always used to paint. So it was told that even on Sundays, even on national holidays, he would come and work alone. That means he would only work as an artist, not as a producer or director or a founder. It continued till 72 years, and everybody wanted him to retire. He didn't. Then, probably the employees of his company went to him and asked, "You have done enough, Mr. Miyazaki, and it's time for you to retire." He said that, "Okay, probably I will resign as a director or producer, but I'll continue being an artist." They agreed. It continued for some more time. Could never stop. Never stopped being an artist. He kept working, and it was told on the day of, I would say, Japan's probably Independence Day, where they had a national holiday. If in Japan anybody was working, that was Mr. Miyazaki. After that day, the entire company decided that we will give him a forced retirement. So he was called the other day, the day after, and he was very politely given a very warm farewell party, and he was told that now we have given you farewell party, and after this farewell, probably you should stop working and take a break. You have worked enough, time for you to enjoy life. He said, okay, probably I should do that. For better interest of the organization, I should do that. So he actually senses and takes this retirement, goes back home. Now everybody thought, okay, probably for the first time Miyazaki agreed. The next day, the doors open, the company starts, and when you are not expecting Mr. Miyazaki to join, walks into the office. Everybody gets surprised. They ask, "Sir, you're back. Can't you rest at home? You have taken retirement. Now you should look for enjoying life rather than coming back to work." You know what Miyazaki said? He said, "You can't keep a fish out of me there, probably I'll die." So here, if I stop painting, I don't see doing anything else in my life. So if I need to breathe, I probably need to paint. That's how it is. I'll just be an artist and I'll keep doing this. But this I am doing just for myself, not for the company, not for you. Even today, you'll be surprised to know that Mr. Miyazaki as one of the artists. Ghibli creates is something magical. The power of passion. So when I talk about passion, when I talk about living a life, doing something that you like, liking something what you do is different than doing something that you like or doing something that you love. Of a no retirement life, I probably look for the work as essential as oxygen for me. So when you can't take oxygen out of me, don't enjoy them. But I keep telling this that unless until you have that interest, everything would look mundane to you. And probably that's how our life has become mundane, because we started thinking everything that we're doing, everything that is happening around us are just so normal. There's nothing exciting. But if I tell you, probably I'll give a small little example. Here, if I want to ask you that, okay, you're there in a restaurant and there is no supply, there is no AC working, and I want you to sit there for an hour and probably it's been and been put under punishment. There is no AC working, there is no fan working. It's too tough in a hot afternoon, right? But just imagine the same hot afternoon, no AC, no fan, and the only change that I do is I tell you that, hey, you don't have to have a conversation with me for half an hour. Probably I'll put a pretty girl over there, and I would tell you that you can have a coffee with her probably and start a conversation, spend some time. You spend an hour, and then I ask you, do you remember how much time did you spend with her? You would say probably 5 minutes. Ideally, you would have spent 1 hour. Part of telling you this story, sharing this story is tell you that it is not about the time you are in, the interest that you have is most important part of it. So once you start to really love it, I don't think time, constraints, issues will ever come up or ever surface. So when I say that it can be a life of no retirement, probably I am trying to talk about and choosing consciously to do it in your life. Doing something you love or loving something that you do is your choice. Many times you make the choice and then you say, "Arey yaar, I have to wait for the entire weekend, the weekdays, for the weekend to come. सैटरडे का वेट कर रहा हूँ, जैसे सैटरडे आएगा विल फ्रीक आउट. 5 साल और नौकरी करूँगा और उसके बाद बस ऐश करना है मुझे. I'll just be doing a vacation somewhere and enjoying my life." But does that happen ever? Just ask yourself, how many years you have been doing? How many years you've been working? And you'll keep working. For probably next 10 years you'll keep working. And you'll think that 5 more years. So these are all the excuses that we give for ourselves. They say you can fool the entire world, but you can't. It's very interesting. Have a probably think over it, you might be said that yes, it's your choice you made. Interesting choice that you made for yourself. Doing something what you love gives you immense happiness. I kept telling this, a lot of people who uh, asked me, when probably when I was giving my uh, away, in fact, Krishna was there. So there is a lady who I met. She asked me, she was almost 70 years, and she asked me a very simple question. She said, I mean, passion is very good, and to say passionpreneur and to have a passionate life and do something that you are passionate about is wonderful. But what about the paycheck? What do you get finally? So I said, every month probably I do get a blank check, and I can just go to the bank and probably encash it, put my figures on it, and I encash it. Said, is it? Who gives you that blank check? I said, but there's a catch to it. Whatever that I want to put on the blank check, I can always put it. But condition. The condition is that it can be encashed in only one bank. Then she asked me, what is that bank? I said, yes, it can't be encashed in any other bank rather than one bank in the world. It's called the Bank of Happiness. That's the magic of passion. You can put your amount and encash as much as happiness that you can. Happy when you are happy about doing that, something that you love. Life always gives you a kind of contentment that is what I would say today to everybody who has joined me for this wonderful session, that no matter what you are doing, no matter plan for your life. I don't know how many of you have seen this film called uh, Parasite, which won the Oscar last year. So there is a wonderful line uh, in the film. It says that, what is the most fail-proof plan in this world? To have no plans only. And life will always surprise you. With good things, surprise with bad things. The purpose. So today, when we talk about a life for retirement, after retirement, and a life today when you are looking for retirement, I can only say that where you do not know what you're going to face tomorrow, live in today, do something, feel, to be grateful to life for giving you this opportunity that you're doing, whatever you're doing today. So choose your choice. Choice is very clear. Choice is just to do doing what you love. Simple. That will clear and give you a life where you will not never look for retirement. I can bet that when you don't look for retirement, every day will give you, I would say, the vigor and the enthusiasm and the energy to do your best. I'm wishing you, all of you, a great future ahead. And I wish that, like Miyazaki, all of us will keep working till we die. For joining me, thank you everyone who have actually taken out time. I'm sure this is a great thought that you can actually think over, ponder over, and probably share your comments with me. I would like to hear what you thought about, uh, you know, probably the things that I discussed today, and let me know what's your idea of retirement. What do you plan to make your life easier? What would you choose when I give you these two options of liking what you do or doing what you like, right? So with that thought, I would all wish great health to all of you. Be safe, do your best, be happy. Hey, hello, Krishna audible? Am I audible now? Can you hear me?
Thank
Okay.
you very
How
much.
did it go?
The beautiful session wherein you enlightened us as to you are driven by passion and you should never retire. You should follow whatever you that should help you in your possibly continuing your passion even after your retirement age. Okay, and I don't see any questions come up yet on your Facebook. So let me quickly ask you a question. All right. So
Please.
currently the inflations are pretty high, right? The expenses are going up, the incomes are coming down, possibly due to COVID, and then you might want to extend your earning capability even after your retirement age. So,
Yeah.
how do you actually groom yourself by developing skills or something which will help you and ensure that you are able to continue your livelihood even post your retirement age? So, is there a particular thing that you can do now?
I would say this, that the very essence of me telling about liking what you do and doing what you love is a very it's essentially the thing that I'm coming back to. What happens is, many a times we have never been taught by anybody, be it in school, be it in college, be it anywhere. Even in life, I was not probably not taught that what is that thing that actually is going to make me sustain in this world. There's a Darwin's theory which is very clear. What is it? The survival of the fittest. It's very clear. All of us are going to go into situations which are probably known or unknown. Today we have a pandemic, tomorrow we might be having something else. But what is that thing that keeps us alive is one thing, and only one skill. It's called adaptability. Okay, if we can adapt to the situation and change ourselves, I think everybody has got the right amount of skill sets, because the way it has been designed, the universe has been designed, you have been gifted with skills where if one thing doesn't work, you would focus on another. That's how we have been. Let's take this example. Today in my industry, when there is no work, what am I doing? Am I sitting at home waiting for the work to come to me? No. There are n number of other avenues that I've sorted out during this pandemic, where I thought probably these are the things that I can actually focus on and do. And it is working wonders for me, because a lot of other people who are actually not from my profession are getting to know about my work and trying to collaborate. So what I can say is that every time you think that life has thrown you into an adverse situation, probably this is just a beginning of an opportunity. That's how I see it, and that's what has been happening. So today I would say people to say this, that rather than focusing on things that machine can do, focus on skills that only humans can. So if you can actually rephrase the way you look at life and look at work, probably this is the work for next next 2-3 decades to come. Next 30 decades, I can see machines taking over things which are already been probably programmed. But what about jobs that cannot be programmed? Like something which is related to our emotional intelligence, something that is related to your decision making. I don't think that can be ever be replaced by any machines. Till the time we design ourselves a machine which would completely clone a human being. So I feel there is enough opportunity. It's just that we need to look for what is that thing that machines can't do. If we can focus on that, I think we have ample opportunities for us to survive. That's how I see it.
Two messages. One is the key being adaptability and do. Tralkar online. Any questions, sir? Let me unmute you.
Yeah, please go ahead. I would love to.
So if you could, I don't think it's right. I don't think it's coming online.
Okay.
Let me quickly pose one more question now that we might hardly have any more time left, almost 1 hour, and somehow we are pulling this up for almost more than 1 hour, even after possibly some technical issues and glitches with the network. All right.
Yeah, okay.
So you've been also into filmmaking, right? How did you actually develop that skill?
I would say that I think since beginning I've been a writer myself since probably from the age of I can remember it to be probably 6. But what happened is the instinct of a storyteller always remained. Even though when I was in my college, I was into plays, I was into theater, and I was doing a lot of hosting shows where I would create and do. Acting was almost one of the which I have developed and I was doing. But then what happens is the storyteller in me was actually waiting for that opportunity. Way back in 2007, I had to make my first film, which is a short film, for a film, for a website called Passion for Cinema, which was run by Anurag Kashyap and Sudhir Mishra. Okay, so that time, neither Anurag nor Sudhir Mishra were big shots in Bollywood. So they were all looking for building a team where they could collaborate and bring more independent filmmakers in India, so that there is a culture of independent filmmaking. That's a wonderful thing. I think with that thought, I actually thought, okay, why not explore filmmaking? So from 2007 onwards, I just explored the filmmaker in me, where I would say that, I've self-learned through, they say that the best film school for you is to make a film yourself. It has been told by Anurag Kashyap himself. So I have started that way, and whatever I could do in this career so far, it is only because of learning from my own mistakes that I did, and probably I'm one of the filmmakers that who can proudly say that I was the one who worked in films, tapes before the digital thing took over. So I worked in both. So I have the understanding how much of a making is difficult at that time, because for making I probably spent all my provident fund at that time. From the making where you spend all your savings to make a film, to coming back to a stage where making is not that difficult, yet distribution is. So it's a different challenge altogether. So today I can make a film in probably a couple of thousands, but where do I spend it to make sure that it reaches the right audience is the most challenging thing. So I've seen it all, and I see that probably tomorrow there will be a time where making will be easy and distribution will be easy, but the content will be the most difficult thing to have, because people will forget about the quality of it, the essence of it, the craft of it. So I'm scared about that. So I'm thinking at least people like us who have actually seen the whole revolution happening can focus on the quality and the content, so that people would realize that what's good and what's bad. because here everything is a content today, right? In today's world, everything, you have a mobile phone, whatever you shoot is a content. But you need to know what's good, what is great, and what is excellent. So you need to have that differentiation in the quality of content. So I am focused on that, and I have been proud saying that I might have done very little, but I'm proud that whatever we have done has quality in it. So that's what I will continue doing. I'll continue telling stories. I'll continue telling, my inner voice. I will be sharing my inner voice. I will be sharing my inner thoughts. And I think that's what makes me human.
Super, man. 13 years now, right? 2007 onwards. I do remember I met Anurag Kashyap very briefly after his film release of Black Friday.
Yes, yes.
Not really about to release, and then he was discussing with me as to what is that he faced, and the kind of budget he made that film in.
Yes.
And look at now the kind of budgets that are being poured into films and the growth really giving these days. That's a very good change. And if you're sticking to skills and what you do best, I think you would be able to make money even after retirement. In that sense, right?
True.
It was nice talking to you. I wouldn't want to continue next. Beyond this, we can certainly take most of the questions offline from here on.
Yes.
So thank you. Pray for peace and all the best to you.
Thank you. Wonderful being here, having me over here. And thank you, Trendz Talks, for this opportunity. Wishing you all the best.